Hey guys, once again welcome back in our video series of C programming by TechBooster. So friends, in this video we'll learn about switch statement. So what is our switch statement? Here you can see switch statement is type of multiple choice selection statement. Like in your programmings, there may be certain case where you may have multiple choice and from those choices you may have to make selections. In those cases, switch statement is going to be very helpful for you all. So in order to understand better, here in this video we'll be looking into the syntax of switch statement and also we'll consider an example which will make everything very clear. Like here you can see, this is my syntax. First of all, we'll be starting with our switch keyword. Here switch is my keyword, and then within this parenthesis we'll have our expression. So when I talk about our expression here can either be an integer or it can also be a character. And then within this curly bracket we'll have our case. So you may have multiple cases. You can see here, this is my case C1, case C2, case C3. So these are nothing but constants. Here C1, C2, C3 are constants and these are the result of my switch expression. Here this is my expression and this C1, C2, C3 are nothing but the result of my switch expression. And when neither one of these constants will be satisfied, in that case you can see at last we have our default. So at the very end our default will get executed. Now here in this case, after each and every statement we also need to use another keyword break. So why do we need to use that? We'll see. But before that, here let us look into our example. So here you can see this is my example. Here my example is write a menu driven program with the following options. Here in this case we are given three menus. Like for number 1 we have our addition of two numbers, for number 2 we have subtraction of two numbers, and for number 3 we have multiplication of two numbers. Here in this case we are giving our users three different options or menus, and just by pressing either on these menus our user can get different output. This particular program can also be done without using switch statement, but switch statement will give us better result and efficient result. And here when I talk about efficiency, that depends on number of lines. So here let me just open my code block. So this is my code block, and as always, first of all we'll start by creating a new file. So this is my new file. Let me save it. Let me save it by the name switch statement. Now I'll just zoom this. So here we'll start with our header file, that will be our include stdio.h. Then we'll have our main function. Now here we'll have our main code. So let me consider a variable. Let me name it as choice, which will enable our user to enter his or her own choice. Now here let me print my first message. Enter 1 for adding two numbers. Now I'll just copy this particular line. We have three different options. My second option will be for your subtraction and third one will be for your multiplication. So enter 2 for subtracting two numbers and enter 3 for multiplying two numbers. Now here in this case, as we are considering user input, so I'll be using this %d address operator choice. Now we'll have our value in our memory. Now this choice is nothing but this is the expression for our switch. So here we'll use our switch and choice will be my expression. and within my switch I will have my cases. So what are my possible cases here? My possible cases are your 1, 2 and 3, because my user will be entering either 1, 2 or 3. If he or she enters any other value, in that case will display some invalid message. So here in this case, let my first case be case 1, and here let me just write my code. Your statement is nothing but your line of code. So here basically we want to allow our users to again enter two numbers for adding. So let it be your int a comma b. Now we'll use printf, enter two numbers. Now here you can use scanf, %d, comma and a, comma and b. So these are my two variables, and now here we can simply print our answer. Printf, addition of two number is %d, comma a plus b. So this is my answer for my first case. Now I'll just copy this particular thing. I'll just paste it here, and again I'll paste it for my third case. So here this is my case 1. I need not use this curly braces here. This is my case 2. In my case 2, this will be nothing but your multiplication. So replace addition with multiplication. Subtraction. My case 2 is for subtraction. And this will be your a minus b. In my third case, this is your case 3. This is for my multiplication, so I'll be replacing addition with multiplication. And here this will be your a star b. So these are my three cases, and finally here we'll have our default case. Default, like if our user presses any other value apart from 1 to 3, in that case we'll display entered number is not valid. Okay, so we are done. Now outside this we'll be using our return. Now here in this case we haven't used any keyword like break. So what is the use of having this break? We'll show that, but before that let me just run this particular program. So once you run this particular program, okay, so here we have few errors. You can see my error here is a label can only be a part of statement and a declaration is not a statement. Okay, so here you can see as we have declared two variables, we cannot declare our variables within a case because these are not my statement. So what I'll do, I'll just comment this line and I will include all my variables here, a comma b. I'll do the same thing with the other cases. Okay, so now once I am done, I can run this program once again, and once you run, you can see here. Okay, so here again enter 1 for adding two numbers, enter 2 for substituting two numbers, enter 3 for multiplying two numbers. All these three lines are within a single line. So here what I'll do, I'll use /n in order to include a new line. /n and again /n. Now once you run, you can see now I have three different lines. So here I need to enter my choice. So if I want to add two numbers, I will just press 1, and once you press enter, now I need to enter two numbers. So let my first number be 10 and my second number be 20. So here my answer should be 30. Now once you press enter, we need to be very careful with this one. So once you press enter, you can see your addition of number is 30, but here my program is still continuing. Now again my program is asking two different inputs. If you give two different inputs like 20 and 10, and once you press enter, now this is giving me subtraction. Again my program is asking two different inputs. Here if I give 20 and 2, and once I press enter, here this is again giving me my multiplication. But here as per my choice, I only wanted to have addition because here I have selected 1. But my program is throwing me all my cases, like whatever case I am choosing, all the cases after that will be executed. Here in this case I have selected case 1. That's the reason case 1, case 2, case 3 and my default statements all are getting executed. If you select case 2, your case 1 will not be executed, but your case 2, case 3 and default all 3 will be executed. This is happening, and in order to get rid of this one, here in this case we need to use break. Break is a keyword which is normally used in any loop to come out of your loop. If a certain condition is satisfied, by using your break keyword you can come out of that loop. Similar is the case here. If you want to come out of this, you need to use break keyword here. So I'll use break. We'll be discussing this break in our later videos. Break. Again we need to use break here, and again I'll use my break here. Now if you run this program, now I just need to enter my choice. Let it be 2. Now enter two numbers. Let it be 20 and 10. So my answer here should be 10. So once you press enter, you can see subtraction of two numbers is 10, and my program is successfully executed. So now again let me show you, if you enter any other value which does not match any of your cases, in that case what will be your output. So for that, let me once again build and run this one. And here you can see these are my 3 cases, that is your 1, 2 and 3. If I press any other value, like if I press 5 and if I press enter, in that case my output is entered number is not valid, and this is nothing but the statement of my default. Here you can see this is the statement of my default. So as I told you before, whenever you enter any value which does not match any of your cases, in that case the statement that you have within your default will get executed. If you press any other value, let me once again show you. Here in this case, if I press for example 7 and if I press enter, again the statement that you had in your default will get executed. So guys, this is our switch case statement, and I hope your switch case statement is now clear. So now once you are done with this video, you need to practice everything that I have shown you, and once everything is clear, you can move forward towards our next video. So I'll see you in my next video. Till then, you practice and take care. Bye bye.